Hello guys, I'm here for episode 12 of the Slams of May. The review series where I look at the good, the bad, the ugly, the wild, the and the wacky of wrestling pay-per-views that took place in the month of May from WWE and WCW throughout the years. Now, I am not going to get through every pay-per-view ever in May. That would take a while. But it leaves it open for a possible another season of this next year. Who knows? So, today's episode is Judgment Day 2002, which took place on May the 19th, 2002. Even though WWE Network says it's May 18th. WWE Network gets a lot of dates wrong for some weird reason. And it aired from the Gaylord Entertainment Center in Nashville, Tennessee, an 8-match card, so a 40-star total max. So a 40-star max total. Opening contest: WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Eddie Guerrero versus Rob Van Dam. Good match here. Really good match. 3.5-star match. This is a really good match. It's one of two really solid matches on this card. That if these two did not exist, this show would be complete trash without those two matches. Since this is a battle of the frog splashes, both Eddie and RVD miss their respective frog splashes. RVD hits a backslide, Guerrero kicks out. Finish comes when Eddie gets a backslide and puts his feet on the ropes and wins. Now, this led to a very classic ladder match between these two on Raw a couple weeks later when Rob Van Dam won the Intercontinental Championship from it. So, yeah. Eddie and Rob Van Dam had a good match at Backlash. They had a good match here. So, yeah, this is a very good match. It's 3.5 stars. So, slightly above average. Since an average match would be 3 stars, it's slightly above average. So, then we get a series of bad matches. Starting with this, the WWE Women's Championship match. Trish Stratus versus Stacy Kiebler. 0.5 star due to the involvement of the Dudleys. That's nice. But honestly, Stacy had no business being in this match. Stacy was never the best in-ring worker. So, I don't know what, and she really only got this match in the storyline because she was Vince McMahon's assistant, and Trish interrupted a bikini contest or something like that. Finish comes when Trish hits a bulldog and wins the match. And then after the match, there's a whole thing with Bubba and Reverend and Deacon Batista, where they put Bubba through a table, and that's really all that happens in this match of note, so it's 0.5 star. Without the Dudley involvement, this is probably nothing to me, but it's 0.5 star. So then we get the Hardy Boys versus Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. This is a 0.5 star tag match, as it's primarily the Hardy Boys versus Lesnar. Which you expect it to be. I mean, either Hardy could wipe Paul Heyman off the mat. Anyone could beat Paul Heyman. So if you're going to do this, you have to have it be like that. Essentially, the finish comes, Brock hits the F5 on Jeff, Heyman tags in and pins Jeff Hardy. 0.5 star, nothing special at all. 0.5 star. Then we get a handicap match. A somewhat historic handicap match, in a way, and I'll get into that. As it's Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Ric Flair and The Big Show. Here's the reason this is kind of a historic match. This is Stone Cold Steve Austin's final pay-per-view appearance in the WWE till February of 2003. Because he famously walked out of the company about a week after this. When he was supposed to apparently lose a King of the Ring qualifying match to Brock Lesnar and whatnot. Now, if you ask Austin, the reason he walked out had nothing to do with jobbing to Lesnar or putting Lesnar over. It was about that he believed that him and Lesnar should be a pay-per-view match, which I could partially see. Now, was he unprofessional in what he did? Yes, as was CM Punk when Punk walked out last year. While he had some valid points, it's still unprofessional to walk out of a contract. That's insanely unprofessional. And honestly, Austin didn't care in this match anyway. So, and he was supposed to go into a feud with Eddie Guerrero. When he walked out, Austin had personally requested to feud with Eddie Guerrero and work a match with Eddie Guerrero, and then he walked out on it, so Eddie Guerrero could not have been too happy. Because from a standpoint of Eddie Guerrero at that point, you're in a match and you're working a program with the face of the company. That's never a bad thing in theory. Okay, that's never a bad thing in theory. I understand why WWE puts new people against Cena. I do. I actually do understand, because it's never a bad idea to put a person you're high on nowadays against the face of your company. That's not a bad idea. But sometimes creative ends up dropping the ball on that person after that feud's over, which is not necessarily the fault of both guys. But like I said, Austin did not care in this match. He did put the figure 4 on Flair constantly. Finish comes when X-Pac kicks the Big Show. X-Pac sees the stunner and then Flair gets a stunner. But I don't even think Flair was legal in the match. 1 star. Because it's not horrible, but Austin did not care at all in this match. So then we get a good match. The best match on this show, bar none, by a landslide. Edge versus Kurt Angle in a hair versus hair match. Now, these guys had a good match at Backlash. This match is better. Their match at Backlash 02, which I have seen before, while it's good, this match is better as it tells a better story. Because these two guys did not want their hair cut. They were kicking out of everything, and the finish is actually a small package, and an Angle reneges on the hair versus hair thing and runs to the back. So, yeah, this is a 4-star match. So, it's a really good match. It's match of the night here. The SmackDown 6, Angle and Edge. 2 of the SmackDown 6, so you know they're going to have a good match at that time. Now, granted, when the rest of the SmackDown 6 got to SmackDown later in the year, when the other 4 started showing up, you had a really good SmackDown when you got Guerrero, Benoit, Mysterio, and Chavo Guerrero there. When you got both the Guerreros, Benoit and Rey Mysterio there to join Edge and Angle, you had a really good SmackDown based on those 6 guys, because SmackDown was wiping Raw out of the water when it came to in-ring work. And this is one of those cases. So, very good match. 4 stars. So then we get probably the worst Hell in a Cell match in the history of this company, as it's Triple H versus Chris Jericho. 1 star. Yeah, this match goes 20+ minutes. 1, that's about 10 minutes too long. 2, this match doesn't even need or deserve to be in Hell in a Cell. I don't ever think the feud between Triple H and Jericho ever warranted that. 3, the ref bump that's in here is not needed. You don't need ref bumps in Hell in a Cell because there's no DQ. A ref bump or a distraction is only useful for a match that has DQs in it, so the heel can get away with something and something like that. In a match like Hell in a Cell, you don't need a ref bump. It's pointless. I will say this, the ref bump in this match is very historic because Tim White, the referee, never refereed after this, as far as I know, after this match, because he blew out his shoulder, never refed again. And then, in around 2003 or something, they started putting him in these WWE.com vignettes where he tries to commit suicide every week. And on top of that, the finish comes with a pedigree on top of the cell, which I didn't even think has ever been legal because it's never been done again. So, everything about this match makes no sense. You know, not that Triple H and Jericho didn't make sense, I just don't think the feud warranted Hell in a Cell. It's 1 star. Okay? It didn't do anything new with Hell in a Cell other than the top rope finish, other than top of the cell finish. But this doesn't compare to some of the great Hell in a Cells like Undertaker Michaels or Undertaker Mankind. Which, yeah, okay, has 2 unnecessary bumps in it, but it makes the match memorable and helps give Hell in a Cell its reputation of a match that shortened careers. This match, I don't really think did any of that. 1 star, Triple H won. I think Jericho actually should have won here. So then we get a WWE Tag Team Championship match. This is before SmackDown got their own tag titles. But like I said, for any pay-per-view after that, the SmackDown tag title will be called the WWE tag titles, and the Raw tag titles will be called the World tag titles. But for right now, because this was before that, this is a WWE Tag Team Championship match. Billy and Chuck versus Rikishi, and a mystery partner handpicked by Vince McMahon, and the handpicked partner was Rico. So, Rico wants to start the match, but Rikishi doesn't have any of that because he knows that all Rico would do is lay down for Billy and Chuck. So, basically, Rikishi works this whole match against Billy and Chuck. Finish comes when Rico comes in, spin kicks Chuck, Rikishi kicks Rico, and then pins Chuck, and him and Rico become the tag team champions. Now, this could have been an interesting storyline, but I don't really think they really ever went anywhere with it because if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, if I remember correctly, Rikishi and Rico lost the tag titles either on the, I think they lost the tag titles of SmackDown after this back to Billy and Chuck. I could be wrong, though. But I know they didn't last long as tag champs. So, half a star. And then we get the main event, the Undisputed WWE Championship match. Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus Undertaker. This is not as good as their match from Survivor Series 1991 or Tuesday in Texas. So, yeah. This is a match that is not as a match that took place at that time over a decade prior is actually better than. Hogan's title reign to me was never going to work. Okay, because nostalgia is just that. It's good for a quick little nostalgic pop, but don't put the title on the guy. Do I admit that Hogan was a good nostalgia kick? Yes. But, again, don't put the title on him. And this match is not really, this match ain't good. It's a one-star match, but, like I said, I think their match with Survivor Series 1991 is far better. So, yeah. Undertaker won and became the Undisputed Champion. And there is Vince McMahon helped cost Hogan the match and all that. But that didn't go anywhere immediately anyway. So, yeah. So, out of 40 total stars, Max, this show gets a 12, which is a D+. I will say it is almost a C-, but if it did not have the RVD and Eddie Guerrero RVD match and hair versus hair match with Edge and Angle, this match wouldn't even be that. If it would have got 2 or 3 more stars and got to 14 or 15, it would have been a C- show. But as it is, it's a D+. A high D+, but a D+ because of 2 matches. Without those 2 matches, there is no point to watch this pay-per-view. And you can probably find those 2 matches somewhere else anyway. So, yeah, this will be in the Slamame playlist. The next Slamame, which will probably be uploaded tomorrow, will be Slamboree 1999. Oh, joy, the death years of WCW. Yay! Oh, boy. So, if you like this video, like button is down there, subscribe button is down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.